Have you ever pulled an all-nighter only to wake up to a brand new breakout and wonder why? What is going on? Well, it turns out it's not just about being tired. That one late night just threw your skin's very own personal clock into total, absolute chaos. Yeah, right down to the molecular level. And this kind of internal disruption, it actually has a name, and it's a huge culprit behind stubborn acne. So welcome to Sleepedia, a corner of the internet that's dedicated to the science of sleep and circadian rhythms. Today we are diving deep into how your body's internal clock controls your skin and what happens when you mess with it, something scientists are calling molecular desynchrony. This is fascinating. A huge study in 2023 basically revealed that our skin cells have what are called autonomous peripheral clocks. Just try to picture that. Tiny, independent little timekeepers in every single one of your pores, each running its own daily schedule, totally separate from the main clock up in your brain. And you know, it is shockingly easy to get these little clocks confused. Something as simple as late-night scrolling on your phone or grabbing a midnight snack, these things send totally conflicting signals. See, your brain might be wide awake, but your skin's clock is practically screaming that it's time to repair. And this conflict, this molecular desynchrony, is now being seen as a major factor in just how bad acne can get. So what's the very first domino to fall when your skin's clock gets broken? Well, it all starts with oil production. Let's dig into how this all connects to that greasy, oily feeling we all know. To really get this, we have to meet the main character in this whole story, the Sebocyte. Think of these as your skin's own little microscopic oil factories. Their one job is to produce sebum, which is that oil that protects your skin. But here's the crucial part. These little factories are run by specific clock genes that tell them exactly when to work and when to take a break. Over on the left, you've got a healthy rhythm. Oil gets released in this predictable, gentle wave that peaks in the afternoon to protect you. It's smooth, it's healthy. But then, look at the right. When that clock is disrupted, the factories just go haywire. They start pumping out oil constantly, 24/7. And this unregulated oil is actually thicker, it's stickier. It's pretty much the perfect fuel for clogging your pores. So we've got way too much oil, and it's the kind that loves to clog pores. But believe it or not, the problem actually gets worse. The very next thing to break is your skin's protective barrier, and that leads to this really weird situation where your skin is both oily and dehydrated at the same time. You see, your skin barrier isn't some solid brick wall. It's more like a dynamic screen door. Its permeability literally changes on a 24-hour cycle. Normally, it gets more permeable at night, which allows it to repair itself and kind of breathe. And we can actually measure this process. It's called transepidermal water loss, or TEWL for short. But when your rhythm is all out of whack, this gentle cycle turns into a total disaster. First, the barrier's rhythm just breaks. That leads to water escaping way too fast at all the wrong times. Then, your skin starts to panic from the dehydration and sends out this emergency signal, which is inflammation. And that, in turn, causes something called hyperkeratinization, where your skin just overproduces cells that end up gluing the pore shut from the inside. So what's the result? Skin that is both dry and breaking out. It's a vicious cycle. And you know, it's not just the blue light from our screens that's messing everything up. What we eat, and maybe even more importantly, when we eat, can be just as disruptive to our skin's internal clocks. Just picture it. You eat a bowl of ice cream or maybe some pizza late at night. That high-sugar, high-glycemic food, it triggers this huge spike in something called insulin-like growth factor 1, or IGF-1. Now, this is a really big deal. Why? Because during your body's biological night, those levels are supposed to be low and stable.
This late-night spike basically flips a switch on a super powerful growth pathway in your skin at the absolute worst possible time.
And this creates what you could call a double whammy for your skin. It's simultaneously forcing your skin to ramp up oil production and create more skin cells. So you're basically yelling at your pores to make more oil and more potential clogs all at the same time.
We've got messed up clocks, way too much oil, and clogged pores. The final and often most painful piece of this puzzle is inflammation, and how your body's own immune response loses all sense of timing.
Your body's inflammatory signals, these things called cytokines, are on a very, very strict schedule. They're meant to be high during the day to protect you from germs and stuff, but then they're supposed to dip way, way down at night. This is the body's natural cool-down phase, and it's what allows your tissues to heal and repair properly.
When your body is synchronized, nighttime inflammation is nice and low. But in a body with a disrupted circadian rhythm, that cool-down phase completely vanishes. The inflammation levels just stay high all the time, putting your body in this constant state of pro-inflammatory readiness.
So what on earth does this mean for your skin? Well, it means your immune system massively overreacts. It sees a tiny, minor clogged pore and treats it like a 5-alarm fire. This can trigger a localized cytokine storm, which is what causes that deep, painful swelling and redness we associate with really bad inflammatory acne.
So, after all of this, what's the big takeaway? It's really this powerful idea right here. The battle for clear skin isn't just fought with creams and cleansers anymore. The real solution seems to lie in aligning our lifestyle, our light exposure, our food, our sleep, with our skin's own natural, built-in programming for health.